Hey everybody, it's Theresa here of Larkin Design, and I'm here today to share with you a layout that I've created for the Cut Shop blog using the butterfly cut file. And you can check out that blog post through the links below, and I encourage you're going to want to pick up this cut file and use it because it is gorgeous. And this layout is hopefully going to show you just how beautiful these butterflies are. So I'm working with the Pink Paisley Paige Evans Horizon collection, and I've cut out the butterflies from two different pattern papers in two different sizes. And one of the things that I liked about doing that was that I had some choices over which side of the pattern paper I wanted to use, because I wasn't really clear at this point. I'm not really clear where I'm going with this layout, but I'm just going to go with it and see what the products tell me that they want me to do with them. So I had some plain vellum. You can find it at Hobby Lobby, or sometimes the office supply stores has vellum, and I'm just tracing around and cutting around. I think I did this with 3 of the butterflies. I'll show you with just this one because I didn't want the video to be excruciatingly boring. So I just traced around each one and cut out the vellum, and then I'm using Tombow Mono adhesive to adhere the butterfly wings to the vellum. And I'm not real thick with this glue. It is a repositionable adhesive, but I don't recommend it for these cut files because the wings are pretty delicate. But I thought that it would help to break up the background paper that I wanted to use. It's that pink to magenta, and it's really pretty. It's one of my favorite papers in the collection. But I wanted to sort of break it up a little bit, and I thought that the vellum would be a really nice way to make that not quite so overpowering. It's a beautiful paper. You won't regret using it, I promise. And so I have one of the butterflies backed with the vellum, and I'm trying to decide what else I want to do. So I decide to cut out and back 2 more of the butterflies. And so here they are. They're all 3 done. I've adhered them all, and I'm just trimming the last one real quickly, just making it more perfectionist, to be quite honest. So I'm just sort of figuring out now how I want the page design to look. And I know that I want the photo to be in the lower left-hand corner and the butterflies to cascade up the page from the lower right-hand side to the upper top left, to the top left of the layout. And I decided that I liked some of the butterflies not backed with the vellum, so that the background could still show through those. And I used the 2 butterfly cutouts that were contrasting, so they're more of a white. I think it's the butterfly pattern paper that's in that collection, and so that way the white pops against the magenta, and then the vellum butterflies will pop even more. And so it's like just an explosion here of butterflies on the page. And so my story for this layout is Emberlynn's 5th grade graduation day. So here where we live, at the end of 5th grade, you graduate from elementary school and you move into middle school. So they have a ceremony and you get a diploma and everything. So that's my story. And then you could also see previously where I was adhering those vellum butterflies using pop dots in the center, and then I folded them up a bit so that they would have a bit of dimension and they would stand up a little bit off the page. So the basic design of the layout is set here. I have my photo, and I'm going to figure out just how I want to embellish the page, what I want to add to it just to finish it. You could absolutely add your photo and your journaling and your date and stop there. The page would be completed, but I'm pretty much an overachiever and I like to add all the things. So I went through the ephemera pack in the collection, and I went through the floral pack as well, just to see what I wanted to add here. And so of course I know I need to add my journaling, so I'm looking for a little journaling spot for that, or a tag or something. And I really wanted to add some of the floral embellishments, but at this point I wasn't really sure how to do that yet. So again, I'm just going through some of these embellishments and letting them speak to me, trying to figure out what I want to do, and just sort of being with the product here a little bit. And so I'm going to add a flower next to the photo, and then I'm going to tuck a few around the vellum butterflies, just to add a bit more color. And I'm still trying to break up a little more of that background. The colors that I chose for this layout were inspired by her dress in the photo, with that her little magenta shrug that she's wearing, and her dress is magenta and blue. So of course the background is magenta, and then one of the butterflies is navy blue, and I feel like that ties everything together. Her dress, that's the unifying element. And then when I was trying to figure out where to place the photo, I left one of the butterfly wings laying over top of the photo as well. And that just gives this little magical quality here to the layout. And again, I used pop dots to adhere the photo, and then the Tombow glue just to add some of these little flower embellishments. Typically what I do when there's a floral cluster, I typically cut it in half and bend it a little bit, and then glue one of the halves down and then tuck the other half underneath, just to give those floral embellishments a little more dimension and a little more depth. Is that just me? Am I the only one that cuts them in half? It feels a little bit scary when you do that, but then when I adhere it down, I always really like it. So adding another flower next to the photo, and again, just bending those edges up a little bit, just to make them pop off the page a little bit, give them a little bit of shadowing underneath. And then I'm going to do a bit of journaling. Now, here's where it gets a little tricky, and I'll tell you that there's a happy ending here, but I wanted to use these little journaling tapes from the Maggie Holmes Sunny Days collection. And so if you've followed me any length of time, you probably know that I'm obsessed with lines and anything that makes a line. And sure enough, one of these tape runners is a line tape runner, which is amazing. And I will tell you, just my honest review of it is that it's a little spotty in places. You have to run it a couple of times to get the line that you want, but I don't think it's meant to be perfect. It's not meant to be a perfect printed line or anything like that. It's definitely a nice little stamp. or not stamp. It's a nice little tape runner, and you'll like it if you try it. I use the other one in just a minute, and that's where it gets extra hairy. So stay tuned for that adventure. But right now I'm going to add the title, and so these puffy elements are great title builders. The banner and then the word adventure. So it says time for a new adventure, and it fits perfectly with a graduation theme. I have to say that the Horizon collection is really versatile. You could use it for travel, you can use it for gardening, you can use it for graduation like I've done here. It's pretty flexible. And of course, there's the grateful word sentiment too. So you could use it for Thanksgiving if you wanted to, or for Easter. It's got a lot of uses here. So once I've added my title here, then I tried to use the other tape runner that is with that Sunny Days pack. And it's supposed to have words on it. And when I put it down, it messed up. It didn't put the words down. And so then I kind of freaked out a little bit, and I covered it with another word banner. At this point, you can still probably see a little of the tape underneath that word banner. But the happy ending is that I used a eraser of an adhesive eraser to get the remnants off of that magenta paper. So if you buy those little tape runners from Maggie Holmes, get a little adhesive remover or adhesive eraser, and it will come up using that. So no harm, no foul. If you watch Friends, then you probably know that reference. No harm, no foul. And the layout ended up turning out really beautifully. I'm adding a little bit of stamping around using some Pink Fresh stamps and just black archival ink. And just to round it out, I added a couple of heart puffy stickers as well, because you need a few heart puffy stickers in your life. And then I stamped the date as well. And I also wanted to journal just a little bit more about what this layout was about. So right underneath that bottom butterfly, I'm just sort of figuring out how to add that it was her graduation from elementary school. And so I end up at the bottom of the layout just adding that it was graduation from elementary school there. And with that, the layout is complete. So I hope you'll join me over on the Cut Shop blog, and be sure to like this video and comment. Let me know what your favorite part of this layout was, and I will see you back here again soon. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.